When writing academic assignments, the quality of your sources plays a crucial role in supporting your ideas and arguments. Choosing credible and reliable sources not only strengthens the validity of your work but also shows your ability to engage thoughtfully with information. This process, called source evaluation, involves carefully examining the accuracy, trustworthiness, and relevance of the materials you use. Think of it like using a magnifying glass to closely inspect information before including it, making sure you pick sources that add real value rather than those that might mislead or weaken your points. This approach helps you build strong, well-informed assignments that teachers and readers can trust. I'm Eugenia Sisamaki, Senior Coordinator of Access and Research Services at the library. In this brief session, I'll guide you through practical strategies to evaluate your information sources, helping you ensure that your research is accurate, relevant, and trustworthy. Evaluating your sources is essential because it helps you think critically about the information you use. It ensures that what you include in your work is relevant and accurate, so you avoid spreading misinformation or bias. By carefully checking where your information comes from, you raise the overall quality of your writing, make your arguments stronger, and build trust with your readers. This is why understanding the importance of source evaluation is key to producing reliable and credible academic work. Common challenges we often face involve failing to check the author's or publisher's authority, using outdated information, or relying on biased or non-scholarly content. Developing a clear framework for evaluating information can help you avoid these pitfalls and confidently navigate the vast amount of material available. One of the most useful tools for assessing credibility is the RADAR framework, which stands for relevance, authority, date, accuracy, and rationale. These 5 criteria give you a structured way to think about each source before deciding whether to use it in your academic writing. You can also think of RADAR in terms of the 5 W's: what, who, when, where, and why. These simple questions can guide your evaluation process. What is this source about? Who created it? When was it published? Where is the information coming from? And finally, why was it created? Let's start with relevance, or the what. When evaluating a source, it's important to consider whether the information it provides directly relates to your research question or topic. You should also think about the depth of the content and whether it matches the level of detail you need for your academic work. Some sources may only touch on your topic briefly, while others cover it extensively, so knowing this helps you decide how useful the source will be. A quick way to check relevance is by looking at the table of contents, abstracts, or keywords, which often give a clear summary of what the source addresses. This step ensures that you're using materials that truly support your work and help maintain focus in your research. Next is authority, the who. You should consider who wrote the information you plan to use and whether they have expertise in the subject area. Look for the author's qualifications or credentials, such as academic degrees, professional experience, or relevant affiliations. Also, check if the publisher is reputable. Academic journals, universities, and recognized organizations typically have high standards for accuracy and reliability. Sometimes, you can find author or institutional profiles that provide more background information. Additionally, consider any funding sources behind the research, as these can sometimes influence the content. Taking these steps helps ensure you're using trustworthy and credible information for your work. The when in RADAR refers to the date of publication. It's essential to check when the source was created to make sure the information is still relevant and accurate for your topic. If the source is too old, it might not reflect the latest research or discoveries, so it's best to use materials published within the last 5 to 10 years, unless you're doing a historical study. Also, look at the references within the source itself to see if they are current, which can help confirm the source is based on up-to-date information. Keeping an eye on the date helps you avoid relying on outdated or potentially misleading content. The next element is accuracy, or the where. Ask yourself if the information is supported by solid evidence and whether all claims and data have proper citations. Check if the source has undergone peer review, which adds credibility by having experts evaluate the work before publication. One useful step is to look closely at the methodology to understand how the data was collected or the conclusions were reached. Additionally, cross-checking facts with other reputable sources helps confirm that the information is reliable and consistent. This approach will help you avoid misinformation and build a trustworthy foundation for your research. Finally, rationale, the why. It's important to consider why the source was created in the first place. Consider if its main goal is to inform, persuade, or maybe advertise something. This helps identify any bias or a specific agenda that might shape how the information is presented. Also, check if the source acknowledges opposing viewpoints or if it only represents one side of the issue. To stay objective, try to use sources that are neutral and balanced, which ensures that your research is based on fair and reliable information. Next, we will take a look at the SIFT model. The SIFT model is a simple yet effective way to evaluate information. It starts with stopping to take a moment before accepting anything at face value. Then, you investigate by looking deeper into the source and its claims. Next, you find better coverage by searching for additional, reliable sources that confirm or expand on what you've found. Finally, you trace the original source to understand where the information first came from and verify its authenticity. This approach helps ensure what you're relying on is trustworthy and accurate. Before diving into fact-checking ourselves, it's a good idea to see if someone else has already done the work. There are several reputable fact-checking websites like All Sides, Duke Reporters Lab, factcheck.org, and MediaBias/FactCheck where you can find reliable information. After identifying the source of a claim, try reading laterally, check what other people say about the publication or author to get a broader perspective. This helps you understand how the source fits into the wider network of information. If you find yourself confused or stuck, it's best to take a step back and start over using what you've learned so far. This way, you can refine your search terms and make better decisions moving forward. We mentioned lateral reading earlier. Let's look closer at its benefits. Lateral reading helps you get a fuller understanding by comparing information across different sources instead of relying on just one. This approach allows you to dig deeper into the topic by exploring multiple perspectives, which makes it easier to spot any bias or misinformation that might be present. It also lets you confirm the information is accurate by checking it against other reliable sources. Using lateral reading regularly strengthens your critical thinking skills, encouraging you to evaluate content thoughtfully rather than accepting it at face value. Artificial intelligence is becoming increasingly integrated into our daily lives, from the tools we use at work to the apps we rely on in our personal routines. Its use has spread rapidly, promising convenience, efficiency, and smarter ways of completing everyday tasks. And indeed, AI can offer several important benefits. AI provides reliable, on-demand support, allowing you to get help whenever you need it without waiting. It delivers fast and efficient results, helping you complete tasks in a fraction of the time. It can assist with writing, whether you need help drafting documents, generating ideas, or refining clarity and style. AI also offers instant access to a wide range of information, making it easier to locate answers quickly, support decision-making, and enhance learning. All of these advantages make AI seem like an incredibly useful resource in both personal and professional contexts. But is this really the case? Maybe we should take a closer look. As widely used as AI has become, it's important to remember that its power also comes with responsibilities. While AI tools can be helpful, they require a careful and informed approach. Understanding their limitations helps us use them wisely and avoid potential pitfalls. AI systems can reflect biases present in the data they are trained on, which means they may unintentionally reinforce stereotypes or spread misinformation. They often rely on surface-level patterns instead of truly understanding meaning, which limits their ability to process complex or nuanced ideas. AI can also generate hallucinations, content that appears confident and plausible but is actually false or misleading. These challenges remind us that AI should be used thoughtfully, always supported by human judgment. Applying radar and SIFT skills to AI-generated information helps ensure accuracy, credibility, and responsible use. Because in the end, AI still misses one invaluable human attribute: critical thinking. After all, it is only a machine. Overall, we need to keep in mind that having a professional appearance, a website with a domain ending in .org, or including references and citations does not automatically guarantee credibility. These elements might make information look trustworthy at first glance, but they can be misleading. It's important to look beyond these surface-level indicators and use deeper checks, like the SIFT model and lateral reading, to evaluate the true reliability of a source. This helps avoid being fooled by appearances or assumptions based on familiar cues. In conclusion, using better sources leads to better research, and that ultimately results in better outcomes. When we take the time to check multiple reliable sources, compare information, and verify facts carefully, we build a stronger foundation for our conclusions and decisions. This careful approach helps us produce quality work that stands up to scrutiny. Thank you.